Welcome to class PM. The previous class we have studied about the heating effect on electric current. We have also seen how to understand heat is produced during the process of electricity, right? We also have seen that the large amounts of electricity passed through the wire can break the circuit. Let us understand how come a circuit can break. For this, we need to know what is an electric fuse. So let us learn about this electric fuse through an activity. Right, so for this activity you need to connect 4 batteries like this, okay, 4 batteries, and connect one end of the battery, connect the batteries to this a steel wool, instead of a nichrome wire, connect a thin strand of steel wool to these batteries. Okay, for the activity, to understand the fuse, electric fuse working, what you have to do is connect 4 batteries as shown to one another, and instead of a nichrome wire, connect the steel wool to the batteries, to the terminals of the batteries. Now you see that if there are any fans in the room, just switch off the fans. Now pass the current, that means the position of the switch is on. So when the switch is on, you would definitely know that the current from the positive terminal flows towards the negative terminal. This is the positive terminal. You can see there is a current flow to the negative terminal. When there is a current flowing through from the positive terminal to the negative terminal, obviously there will be a heating effect which is produced due to the movement of the current or the passage of the current, right? And due to this heating effect, you see that wires which are made of some special kind of material, they start melting, or they quickly break up when large electric currents are passed through it, and that is said to be these wires are used for making, so through them you see that they immediately break when the large amounts of electricity is passed through them. So now you might have understood this. These wires, steel wool wires, are usually used to make electric fuse. Now what is the importance of electric fuse? In all the buildings, it could be a domestic building or a commercial complex or whatever, we see that every building is provided with electric fuse. What is the role of an electric fuse in the circuit? Yes, this electric fuse which is present, it will break down the flow of current. If the amount of energy which is produced through the flow of current is high, immediately you see that the wire breaks, and that indicates the safe limit. That means until the safe limit, there will be no damage caused. If the flow of current is beyond the safe limit, then you see that the fuse breaks. When the heat which is produced due to this continuous passage of electricity through the circuit, sometimes may get overheated, and then they break, and sometimes they may cause fire. And there is a limit for the passage of electricity or movement of electricity from one end of the circuit to the other end. So if the electricity passes or moves beyond the safe limit, then definitely it causes short circuits. So this fuse which is present, it will control the flow of electric current, So you can say that electric fuse is a safety device which will prevent the damage of electric appliances or circuits and possible fires. Right, so fuses of different kinds are used at different places or different purposes. So fuse which we use in the houses are different, and fuses which we generally use for electric appliances are different. So to understand, this electric fuse is a safety device which will help to control the every house is provided with a electric fuse. So this electric fuse which is present, it is a safety device which will protect your electric appliances from damage. As I've told you, when you're doing this experiment, when there is a overload of current which has been passed through these steel wool wires, definitely the wire gets melted and it will break the circuit. And when during this process, due to the break of the circuit, sometimes accidentally the circuit may also catch fire. The break of the circuit may lead or may turn into a fire accident, like say short circuits. So this electric fuse which is present usually will protect your electrical appliances from damage. There are various forms of electrical fuses used, which are generally used for different purpose. For household we have different fuse, and for other appliances, electrical appliances, we use different electric fuses. It was in olden days, we used to have these kind of electric fuse which were made up of a material called steel wool or some other material which can easily or quickly get heated up, and when the electricity passes the safe limit, they used to break up. But nowadays we are using the modern system which has been used is MCB, miniature circuit breaking, miniature circuit miniature circuit breakers, MCBs. So these MCBs are fixed in every house as instead of the fuse. So you might have seen, you just go out to your electrical panel board and observe that there next to your electrical meter there is a miniature MCB present, or inside your house also you have these MCBs, and when there is an overload of current, that is when the current is passed beyond the safe limit, you see that immediately the switch of the MCB trips down, indicating that there is an overflow of current through the wires. And when you just go on, immediately the switch, when you go on and switch on the miniature MCB, immediately the circuit is on complete again, and it continues, that the current keeps flowing. So before you buy this MCBs, again I want you to look at the ISMR, which is the Bureau of Standard Units, so that you can buy a good one which will help us to save energy. At the same time, it will also help us to minimize the use of energy. So instead of these electric fuse of olden days, nowadays we are using MCBs. This is an easy one. You don't need any electrician to see. In olden days it was like electrician has to come, he has to replace the fuse and then fix it into your meter, and only then you get current, supply of current. But nowadays it is not like that. Even if there is no one at home also, if the miniature trips, you can just go on, switch it on, so that the circuit is complete. Again the electricity keeps flowing in your circuit, so that your house glows with electric bulbs and runs with your fans.